Hi, Namaskar, good day. This is Ashok Sagar Bhagat, a theatre practitioner, or say a theatre techno. At the onset of today's talk show, I like to congratulate Natrang Jammu, its whole team, especially its Sarthi, Mr. Balwant Thakur, for organizing this event, International Theatre Talk Show, enrolling the great theatre masters to share their vision of theatre with us. It has been a very enriching experience to listen to them all. Once again, I like to thank Mr. Balwant Thakur for finding me befitting to be placed in this league. The given topic of today's talk show, my vision for theatre, a very frightening and a vast topic, covering the whole gamut of word theatre with its roots in centuries of human development story. How do I understand? Do I understand it even? Do I have a particular vision for theatre? Am I participating in a particular form or am practicing a particular form of theatre, genre, or anything as such? My role in theatre has been designing for theatre productions, teaching design elements to theatre enthusiasts. My role and the role of design elements in theatre is complementary. To complement the action of the play, spoken words, the hidden meaning within, underlining the interpretation of the director, adding into the totality of the play, the production at hand, thereby in the totality of theatre. So to say, my vision for theatre will be slightly stretched. At the same time, as per my work and understanding, I have my own approach to my work. I have my dreams, aspirations. In broader sense, I can claim it to be the vision for theatre or my vision for theatre. At the same time, it is limited to my work, my sphere of work in theatre. It even reflects in my work. There is an agreement and disagreement to the theatre word around me. To me, theatre is a communicative expression with its roots in rich and healthy entertainment. My journey in theatre has been the journey of understanding visual communications with the subconscious mind of the audience. It has been an effort to send across a required message of the play to the subconscious mind of the audiences. I know there are many who have many questions, who have disagreements with me also, and would like me to respond to them. I'll certainly do that, but end of this session. To start with, I'll try sharing my learning and observations of theatre during my journey of last 45 years. I hopped into the theatre wagon in 1976 by sheer luck when I got selected for admission in National School of Drama. I had come to theatre from totally a different background and training. I was being trained to become a soldier or a flyer where everything had to be precise, well thought of and calculated. Any mistake would cost lives. I remember one of our instructors' favorite line, "Bhagat, tune puri unit marwa di." This is what we got to hear whenever any of us made any mistake. Only the nickname would change. During the flying training, mistakes and unthoughtful improvisations were impossible, unimaginable. It had to be well thought of, calculated, and explainable response in a split of a second. Even when we said airman's instinct, it was an explainable response which was and had to become part of our being. It was your reflex action that would work, but it was very thoughtful. At NSD, everyone was talking intuitions, improvisations. Just try it, do it, and let's have an experiment. Let's have a go. There was nothing tangibly right or wrong. It seemed creative genius at work. Am I one of them? Very soon I understood no, I was not one of them, but was lucky to get selected for the course. I was the worst actor of my batch, misfit in that lot, struggling hard to find my space, my environment. I could not return to my old fold. I could not return to my old profession. I had to survive in this world, in this very word. Here, my monkey skills came very handy. I could climb up anything and was never afraid of any heights. During those times, most of NSD plays were performed in NSD Open Air Theatre, Meghdoot. Lights were hung on that huge peepal tree. So there I was. This was my opportunity, my existence. I was climbing up and down the tree to hang lights, virtually working in all NSD productions as a light assistant, knowing the names of lights, how to adjust them. Lights were becoming part of me. There were very few lights. Simple, basic lights. Things were very simple those days. No one talked much about theory or science behind that equipment, whereas it was not very complicated also. It seemed to be some practice, confidence, and sheer experience. All around us were those dadas, as we and you call them, those auditorium electricians. To us, they were lighting geniuses. Then there were known play directors, those directors with no formal or informal theatre training, and were from varied professions of life. They did theatre during evening hours for their personal reasons. I will avoid discussing these reasons as these are beyond the requirement of present discussion. Some of these directors were income tax officers, sales tax officers, retired sportsmen. They were there for varied reasons, and they were from varied professions of life. In evening, they used to direct plays. I am reminded of one such director of that time, Pandey ji. Believe me, a panwala who had a small khomcha shop by the side of Kamani Auditorium into those wires of Meghdoot Theatre. He used to act at direct plays. Many of my known seniors from NSD had worked with him. I also had the privilege to work on lights in one of his productions, which he acted and directed. Sakharam Binder, the play written by great Vijay Tendulkar ji. In short, what I want to say is that anyone and everybody could do theatre and can do theatre. Anyone can hop into theatre and do it. It's so simple. This is and was one side of the coin. The other was all those great theatre directors who are self-taught, who have really worked very hard on themselves, rather beyond us, and are doing excellent theatre. They were doing excellent theatre at that time also. They're doing good theatre till date. Then there was a formal theatre training at NSD. Our then director, Ibrahim Al-Qazi, was meticulously opening windows to us. He was showing us the vast sky of knowledge and possibility of theatres to be explored. You had to explore things. And he was just showing us the window. He was somewhere showing us a sky out of the window. I can never ever forget the Greek art appreciation classes by him as a prologue to his Greek theatre classes. He explained the Greek mythology to us in brief. Then he showed us slides of Greek sculpture, explain. Rather, here I should use the word, he introduced us to the elements of design in that very class, where he talked about line, color, texture, mass, form, and lights, etc. So many things opened a new horizon for us to be explored and to be understood. We had long sessions of reading and understanding one single play. I would pick up an example of Dante's Death. We worked around 6 months on that play, understanding historical, social, political relevance of the play. It was an experience to be understood and remembered for lifetime. We understood play production is not just mugging up the lines, throwing them in style, wearing some costumes, taking some moves or some actions. It is living an event, an era with all its social, political, historical contours, with an interpretive relevance to our times. Mr. Al-Qazi was a great teacher. My relationship with him was of love and contradictions. I am knowingly using the word contradictions. It cannot be hate. It can be praying him. It can be anything, but it cannot be hate. He was such a lovable man. But when I had so many arguments with him, his summoning to me to his office was something very, very normal. He even treated me with lunch meetings at Triveni Cafeteria, dinner meetings at his house. These meetings were actually my summon meetings, I'd say my warrant meetings. I had done something wrong. He was trying to bring me back to the track, explaining me work ethics of theatre, theatre studies. These meetings were highly educating. He would even suggest me books to be read, and I had to report back to him what I have read and what not. He also was a person who would read so many books that was visible. Whenever he checked our projects, he would underline or put a bracket that this has been quoted from this book. So that was a very brilliant thing. That great teacher gave me so much that I'll remain indebted to him throughout my life. It was not just in classrooms. My special moments, the Brahmvakyas, were in the lunch, dinner meetings, around the campus, anytime, anywhere. It was in his firing, in his jokes, or even in his sarcasm. He was very good at sarcasm. And his sarcastic jokes, most of his students remember them, and they were great teachings. To cut the long story short, I'll share 2 special incidents which were turning points for me, the life-changing points for me. One day, all of a sudden, he called me. He appreciated one of my lighting works and asked me, when will I stop taking shortcuts and start using the real magic of lights? Whereas the magic of lights, I asked him, what do you want to say? He explained that I'm using too many colors in lights. I was using so many colors to start with in lights, cutting colors into half, mixing 2 colors, or getting some other color. So that was what I was doing at that time. So he says the magic of light is not in these colors, but is in the shades of lights. That's why there's key light and fill-in light. Try different angles. That was a new beginning. And after so many years, now I understand that magic of light is in creating shadows and filling them in. The concept of shadow lighting was somewhere misplaced when you say shadowless lighting. Sorry, not shadow, but shadowless lighting. The second magic wand he gave me was he forced me to do a lot of paperwork for lights, lighting layouts, dimmer distribution, charts, advanced cue sheets, etc. and so many such papers. Why and how I am doing it. In our theatre world, it's totally an unwarranted job. To most of my theatre colleagues, it seems wastage of time. but I could relate to it, as it was part of my past training. For everything, we had to give our plans, we had to make our drawings and give details. So I started, doing so much of paperwork at that time. And believe me, till date, for all my projects, I do a lot of paperwork. Everything is preconceived, pre-planned. I know what I am doing, how and why. It has been my most important tool, the tool I should credit my success to. I started reading available books on lights in NSD library, understanding the 5 functions. Most of the books at our times refer to 4 or 5 functions. To me now, there are 9 functions. When someone asks me, I said, well, light has 9 functions to achieve. Even this set design has a 6th additional function to achieve. 10th additional function to achieve. This was a period when National School of Drama did not have any full-time electrician. There was a part-time electrician, Makhan. We had to wait for him for all our wiring and, electrical connections. We'll wait for him. He would come and do it. Then we proceed further. Here too, my luck played a role. My elder brother, Adarsh, was studying in IIT Delhi. He was doing his engineering. He became my teacher for electrics, optics. He also taught me how to maintain our lighting equipment. Now with monkey skills, I was an electrician. I was finding and making my space as a lighting person. I was being noted. The engineering inputs from my IITian elder brother were becoming very handy. He not only gave me the engineering inputs, he also presented me the drafting tools, such as mini drafter, drawing board, even a set of rotring isograph pens. That soul really gives me so much. Those engineering tools I am using till date, his books I am using, his computer I am using. It's a sad thing that he passed off very early. He left us when he was only 26, did his BTech from IIT Delhi. Then he did his MTech from Iowa University, America. And then while coming back to, he died in that Kanishka tragic accident. But, well, to me, he gave me so much that it's unbelievable. In 86, he had presented me the computer before his death. So my paperwork was of high professional quality. This made me one up till date in so many formats. It has been this skill which became very handy when I started working on international theatre festivals with ICCR, SNA, even NSD. I was the choice for these festivals because of this drafting skill, because of this drawing making, which could communicate with others and who could communicate with us. And I could read their drawings also. Another major change in the whole understanding came when I was invited by Shri Bansi Kaul to teach lights in his workshop at Pune. There was a medico doctor as one of the participants in that workshop. I had real good discussions with him. He gave me some notes on how do we see. So now it was changing. This was again a changing point. So these discussions took us further. He also presented me a book named 5 Messengers to the Brain, that how the messages go to our mind and how do other things around us is affecting us. He also presented me a book named 5 Messengers to Brain, which I just discussed. I'm sorry. Now I was on to a new journey, a journey in which I was exploring the relationship between light and eye. Thereafter, I read many books on the subject. One of the name-worthies I would like to share with you. This book was What We See and How Do We See. I suppose every theater person, a person who is interested or want to know theater, must read this book. This was by a Russian publishing house. I don't know this would be available or not, but it was an eye-opener book. Now to me, there was lot more in Lights and Sets than just creativity or beautification. It was a complete language, which was complementing to the action, spoken words, hidden meanings within the whole script. Now, to me, the process of design, the design is the process of selecting and organizing elements, components in order to fulfill a specific purpose, send a specific message. This purpose may be functional or aesthetic, and most of the time, it is both. To me, whatever we say is reflection of light. Whatever we are seeing is reflection of light. Light is an energy which is visible or reacting to human eye. Color is not just a color. It is a wavelength. That wavelength has its own character. It has a format of reacting on our eye. So it was what we were seeing, which reacted to human eye, and that reaction somewhere communicates to the brain in such a format that how it works. To me now, it was a process of communicating with audience. Visual behavior of eye became very important study to me. A complete visual language came in existence with a different meaning. There was a new vocabulary of words such as perception, space perception, perception of movement, perception of visual illusion, perception of color, or color perception, perception of brightness. How does it look more bright? How does it look less bright? All that was becoming part of it. These words became part of me. These were part of my methodology to communicate with the subconscious mind of the audience. Thank you. Thank you, Balwantji. I just read your remark. Thank you very much. It's so kind of you. From 1987 to 1999, till the time I joined NSD as faculty, I was virtually working on most of the festivals of ICCR abroad. These festivals and foreign visits, working with foreign technicians, understanding their working, getting introduced to new equipment was a major leap forward. I was understanding the new equipment. At the same time, I was also understanding the mistakes we were making in India. It's also very important to understand because as technos, somewhere I would share with all sadness that NSD also failed. Al-Qazi also stopped at a certain point, whereas we were to go beyond. I would get into it much later. I would get into it when we get into question answer format. In these foreign tours, I understood simple things, which in India we don't use or maybe don't even know till date. Such as use of fly galleries for counterweight balancing. My friends from older times will tell you how difficult it was to put up counterweight for bar balancing. This is being done around India. It's a very, very difficult process. 10 people would be pulling those bar downs and then putting in weight, making them counterbalancing. Kamani had flying galleries. Kamani has flying galleries, I mean. But no one knew the real use of them. So the Kamani Hall also was talked about an ideal theatre and was study model for those who were trying to make new theatres. They would come to Kamani, discuss with Kamani, talk about Kamani. The flying galleries were explained just as passages. Hence, the makers of later theatres eliminated them. Even Abhimanch did not have fly galleries. Even when we talk Shriram Center, it did not make fly galleries. It would have been very simple. Even if I say that I want to add them today, I can do it. But well, would be a problem, but yes, can be done. But these were, because they were taken as galleries, so they was eliminated. They were cut out. Hence, the makers of later auditorium just eliminated them from their auditoriums. Well, I had the opportunity to explain the use of these galleries to their main controlling trustee, Deepak Singh ji. It was a great meeting, and Deepak Singh ji is an engineer and a very receptive person. It was very easy to communicate with him. So I don't know, he did it, how, my meeting, or what, I will not say. But nowadays, these fly galleries are being used for weight balancing, and now you don't see that same problem done there. If we study the development history of theatre building over the ages around the world, actually it is search for audience relationship with the performer and search for possibilities of achieving the totality of theatre performance. I am not advocating one type of theatre or another type of theatre. What I'm trying to advocate or say is whatever we make or do in theatre, it should be done after due research and should be a step forward. It should not be reinventing the wheel in the name of creativity or exploring the new. New cannot be explored without actually knowing old properly. One must know old thoroughly, then only one can go for new. It is something riding on the shoulders of the giants. So what giants have worked, what they have talked about, it's very important that we know it. There has to be a thorough study of the subject. And I would say in a proper classroom format, not in the workshop format. It has to be a long session. It has to be long drawn sessions over a period of time. When you say that, okay, I want to talk only about I would need at least 8 hours of intense sessions that I can explain how are we seeing. I can give you example. I can show you things. So that would need that much of time. So I would again advocate that we should have a proper classroom format where the science of theatrical element has to be understood and studied properly with all its no's and buts. I keep hearing big words from my colleagues. They would talk about them, but I never understood what they mean. I'm sorry, that may be my ignorance, but really those words seemed the words to be impressive. Here, I'm really reminded of Arjun Dev Charanji's talk few days back in this very forum, in this very thing, where he talked about the complexities of theatre as per Natya Shastra. He talked about Rang and meanings of Rang, and as we understood it as color, and he talked about it as Rang Ranj and that kind of thing. He talked about our ignorance, our misrepresentations of Natya Shastra, its meanings and its words. I loved it. Thank you, Arjunji. I like to admit that your talk had opened some more windows to me. I'm also remembering this because here I am going to quote from 116 Shloka of Natya Shastra from chapter 1. Na tajarana, na tichli, tichi lapa, na sa vidya, na sa kla, na sa yog, na Tarkam, Yajna, Tasena, Draste. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. I could not properly chant the Shalok in Sanskrit. But well, as I understand and what I have read, what it means is there's no such knowledge, no such craft, no such education, no such art, no such yoga, no such activity which cannot be seen in theatre. When Natya Shastra is talking about it, it is not talking about the time when Natya Shastra was written. It is talking about our times. It is talking about all these knowledges in our times. Theatre is a live art. It has to be live. It is present and it is here. Whatever has gone is a story. Whatever is a future is to come, and no one can claim what it would be. It can never be past or future. Reviving the past is and can be an academic exercise, but remains open to possibilities. Anyone claiming that it was this or it was that is far-fetched. I'm not ready to agree to that. That okay, this was a format, it was done like that. When I talk about it, I would like to go to very, very simple things. All of us had always believed that Greek masks were larger than life. Now we have enough evidence to prove that it was wrong. The Greek masks were face-fitting masks. And then when we talk about Globe Theatre, we said Globe Theatre is at this point. So many people did so many research on it. So many papers were written about it. But, now we all know that Globe Theatre was not that what was known to be the Globe Theatre. And then we studied for a very long time that the Elizabethan theatres are Globian theatres, were octagonal or hexagonal. Now we know it that it was somewhere 20 to 24 arms. It was virtually a kind of a circle. So this is what we're talking about 400 years ago. So everything has changed. Everything changed. So how can I talk about something which happened 400 years ago that it was like this? So that is, to me, it is stretched. To me, the future and postmodernism is also contrived and cannot be real. Because what will happen tomorrow, I don't know. No one knew that Corona will come. And then we'll be sitting at home discussing these things on net like this. People from live theatre will be discussing live theatre on a medium which is not live. Even when you're saying that I am on a live broadcast, I am on a live broadcast. It is not live at present, as we know. Because of certain reasons, there is something which has broken and cut off. So both these theatres, the theatre of past and future and postmodernism, are good for academic exercise, but will take away masses from theatre. Theatre has to be a flowing river in our times, in our space. Like a river, it has and have to have the character and rhythm of our space, of our times, of this very space, this very region. It has to take from our times and return to our times. It has to be vibrant enough to import and accept required science and technology from our times, but at our conditions. At the same time, it has to be powerful enough to reject what seems imposed on it. Now, I'd like to conclude this part of the session where I would like to say that what I understood during the last 25 years of my journey in theatre, theatre is something as simple as one can believe. And to do total justice to it, it is more complicated than one can even imagine. Now I'll open the session to questions and answers. I am not really sure that you people are with me or not. To questions and answers. I'm well, yes, I am there. So now anyone having any question, please? You can type the question and I'll talk about them. Well, Yasin, I'll now Yasin, I read your question and I think that's the only one I have. Ashish Das also, Pranam Dost. Now I am on to your questions. Anyone has any question? Only what I could find was Yasin's question, where he wants me to talk something for newer generation. Well, I have said it's a science. Actually, we start studying equipment. Actually, it is lighting should not be study of equipment. You know, I should be first talking about eye. How does we see? Because equipment is something which will grow, which is our way of making things. Now we are standing on a position where LED and other intelligent lights have come in. But that is part of it. That's part of the growth. But why has that come? That is more important. Because once I understand that, then I'll start introducing new things. One contribution I would say I have done in theater is that I was the one who introduced a lot of equipment also, because I got it used for the first time. Even when you say halogen, I use it. And then when you say, well, computers, AutoCAD, somewhere you give me a credit or not, but I was the one who started using computers in theater for the first time. And when I started it, so many people criticized it also. So that's it. I have a call. Let me check it. Hello. Hanji. Good evening. Oh, sorry, Nidhi. I am on to some other very important meeting, please. Balwantji, you are right. Theater lacks lot many infrastructures, and more problem with those infrastructures. जो मैं कहना चाहूँगा, मैं जो कहना चाहूँगा कि यार उससे ज़्यादा हमारी नॉलेज की प्रॉब्लम है. जब आप बलवंत जी कहते हैं कि बहुत सारे थिएटर्स बने, वो थिएटर्स ही टोटली फंक्शनल नहीं हुए. मैंने जैसे अपने पेपर में भी कहा कि आई एम नॉट एडवोकेटिंग वन काइंड ऑफ थिएटर और द अदर, बट यू नो whenever you say that okay this theater or that theater, this theater or that theater, whenever we talk about it that's not important. Important is कि ठीक है यार, मैं जो बना रहा हूं वो तो परफेक्ट हो, वो तो फुली फंक्शनल हो और वो उस तरीके से इस्तेमाल हो. क्या फायदा. मुझे बड़ी हंसी आती है जब लोग जो एनएसजी का बहुमुख ऑडिटोरियम इस्तेमाल करते हैं और ऑडियंस को एक तरफ बिठाते हैं। मुझे समझ नहीं आता ये क्यों किया गया, ये किस लिए किया गया। जब हम कहते हैं क्योंकि हमने इवन एनएसजी के ऑडिटोरियम्स की जब हम बात करते हैं, या तो पूरी वर्कशॉप्स होती, वरना उनमें कमी क्यों रह गई, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। So I would rather talk about that, and I'll rather want to talk about that first. क्योंकि ये इवन मेरे साथ एक और एक्सपीरियंस हुआ था जब मुझे एक ऐसी मीटिंग के लिए बुलाया गया था मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा कि अच्छा जी ये डिस्कशन होनी है, उसमें बड़े बड़े लोग थे। देयर वाज अ सजेशन दैट हाउ टू मेक प्रोसिनियम थिएटर, और उसके लिए एक आउटलाइन बनाई गई थी। आई विल नॉट नेम द कमेटी मेंबर्स बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू इंसल्ट एनीवन। पर हाँ, उसमें जब डिस्कशन हुई और जैसे ही वो मैंने आउटलाइन पढ़ी, मैं कहा सॉरी, दिस आउटलाइन इज मेड आउट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस and utter ignorance, which is very old. And problem with our books is also the books have been written by scholars. They were not actual practitioners. See, how I worked abroad was because I was going up the ladder. So going up the ladder and understanding those is different than studying them. तो जैसे हम, ये बहुत नोन सी चीज है, बहुत सारी किताबें आप पढ़ी, उनमें लिखेगा थिएटर ओपनिंग जितनी है उसके ऊपर उतनी ही फ्लाई स्पेस होती है, और एग्जैक्टली सेम राइट एंड लेफ्ट पे विंग स्पेस होती है। थ्योरेटिकली इट इज राइट, प्रैक्टिकली इट इज रॉन्ग। सो आई वुड रादर से वी शुड गो फॉर दिस मोर एंड स्टडी दिस मोर। नाउ अविनाश, नेपोटिज्म इन थिएटर। अविनाश, थिएटर तो जैसे मैंने शुरू में कहा कि थिएटर तो एक ऐसी चीज है, कोई भी आ सकता है, कोई भी कुछ कर सकता है और करके जा सकता है। हाँ, थोड़ा सा नेपोटिज्म हर लाइन में रहता है, और थिएटर में वो थोड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है, पर वो नेपोटिज्म नहीं है, वो फॉर्म ऑफ शायद क्लास है, आई मीन ट्रेनिंग क्लास। जब आप कहते हैं मेरी फर्स्ट फैमिली से कोई भी थिएटर में ना था ना अब जा रहा है। लाइक माई सन इज एन इंजीनियर, ही इज नॉट इन टू थिएटर। माई डॉटर इज ऑल्सो अ फैशन डिजाइनर, सो नॉट इन टू थिएटर। पर हाँ, मेरा बेटा कहीं लिंक करता है थिएटर से, क्योंकि वो थिएटर की इक्विपमेंट्स को कहीं ना कहीं ऐड कर रहा है। सो पर एक बात बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वो समझने की है कि यार, जो हमारे बच्चे हैं वो थिएटर को देखना शुरू करते हैं जिस दिन से हम थिएटर कर रहे हैं। यानी वो पैदा होते हैं तो वो हमारी रिहर्सल्स में आना शुरू करते हैं, और वो उस दिन शो देखते हैं जिस दिन पहला शो होता है। फिर उसके बारे में बातचीत घर में हो रही है, घर में उन्हें लाइब्रेरी मिल रही है थिएटर की, तो वो उसे वन अप कर देता है। पर कहीं ना कहीं नेपोटिज्म थिएटर में नहीं है, रादर बहुत सेक्रीफाइस वाले लोग हैं जो अपने बच्चों को थिएटर में लाते हैं। मजेदार चीज ये है कि जब हम कहते हैं कि बहुत बड़े थिएटर एक्सपर्ट्स भी कहीं ना कहीं अपने बच्चों को थिएटर से दूर रखते हैं। यू कैन वॉच इट वेरी केयरफुली कि वो अपने बच्चों को थिएटर से कहीं ना कहीं दूर रखने की कोशिश करते हैं। ओके, आयुष आरिफ, तुम्हारी बात का दोस्त, आई एम सॉरी, मेरे पास कोई जवाब नहीं है। एक मिनट, सॉरी 30 years of our theater। हाँ यार, ये पॉलिटिकल डिस्टर्बेंस तो हर जगह काम करती हैं और करेंगी। और जो फैकल्टी की बात है यार, ये एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल है और एक ये बहुत बड़ी लड़ाई है। मुझे वाकई नहीं पता कि इस लड़ाई को हम कैसे जीतेंगे और क्या करेंगे। कहीं ना कहीं मुझे दुख के साथ कहना पड़ता है कि कहीं ना कहीं हम उसमें टोटलिटी में कहीं फेल कर गए, और बहुत शुरू से फेल कर गए। उसमें शायद हमारी अप्रोच के बारे में हमें सोचना है, जहां हम ये बात मानेंगे जो बात नाट्य शास्त्र भी कहता है कि थिएटर में हर साइंस आती है। और जब हम साइंस की बात करते हैं, जब तक हम साइंस को पूरी तरह से जानेंगे नहीं, तो हम जब उसे स्वीकार करते हैं या रिजेक्ट करते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम उसके साथ एक बहुत बड़ा अन्याय करते हैं, जो मुझे लगता है। बाकी तो थिएटर होता ही रहेगा, उसमें किसी चीज में कभी रुकेगा नहीं। आह आ, सुमित पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या मैं थिएटर के एसेंशियल्स को कहीं लिख सकता हूं या उसके बारे में बात कर सकता हूं। आ, यार, ये एक बहुत बहुत मुश्किल सवाल है। थिएटर के एसेंशियल्स हैं, जैसे मैंने कहा, इट्स अ सर्च फॉर पॉसिबिलिटीज। पॉसिबिलिटीज आज के समय में, मैं एक बहुत बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल कोट करना चाहूंगा। एक थिएटर है जिसको बर्लिनर असाम्बल थिएटर कहा जाता है। ये थिएटर 1885 में बना था। 1885 में ये थिएटर बना था, और ये आज वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज में आता है, क्योंकि सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद जब ब्रेख्ट वापस आए हेलिना के साथ, उन्होंने इस थिएटर को अपना घर बना दिया। ईस्ट जर्मनी में बर्लिन के, और बर्लिन का जो डिवीजन है उसके बहुत पास ये थिएटर था। सो इस थिएटर में वो काम करते थे। ये थिएटर आज भी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज थिएटर कहलाता है। और इस थिएटर की सबसे बड़ी खासियत जो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा, वो है कि इसका जो ऑडिटोरियम साइड का एरिया है, वो आज भी वैसे का वैसे ही है जैसे शायद ये 1819 या 20 में रहा होगा। वो आज भी वही बेंच यूज हो रहे हैं। उस एरिया को उन्होंने नहीं छेड़ा। लेकिन जो स्टेज का एरिया है, जो मुझे पता चला और जो मैंने उसको देखा, उसमें पूरी तरह से मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजीज लगी हुई हैं, हर पॉसिबिलिटी है। और मुझे उन्होंने ये बताया था कि हर 4-5 साल बाद उस स्टेज के एरिया को तोड़ के रीडू किया जाता है। और मजेदार बात यह है, इंडिया में इसके बिल्कुल उल्ट होता है। जब जब हम बात करते हैं तो इंडिया में जो ऑडियंस साइड है उसको रीडू किया जाता है, उसकी कुर्सियां बदल दी जाती हैं, लेकिन स्टेज साइड पे कोई काम नहीं होता। ये एक बड़ी मजेदार सी बात है, जबकि वहां इसके बिल्कुल उल्ट है। और हमारी स्थिति एक और भी बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है। मैं एक और चीज में शेयर करता हूं लोगों से कि मैंने बहुत से थिएटर की ऑक्यूपेशनल थेरेपी की है, यानी उनको वर्किंग बनाया है। जैसे चिन्मय मिशन की भी मैं बात करता हूं, उनके ऑडिटोरियम की बात करता हूं मैं। सोलोदी रोड पे ये ऑडिटोरियम है, जिस ऑडिटोरियम को बिल्कुल बुक से बनाया गया था, लेकिन वो ऑडिटोरियम कहीं ना कहीं जो पर्पस मुझे एक्सप्लेन किया गया था उसके लिए वो फिट नहीं था। तो हमने उसको एक दूसरे पर्पस की तरफ ले गए और हमने उसको जो है ये वाला स्वरूप दिया। सो ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। सो इसके बारे में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जिनको हम अभी डिस्कस शायद नहीं कर पाएंगे। दिस वुड नीड अ लॉन्गर सेशंस। सरोज जी ने पूछा है, while designing lights of a play, what are the points to be kept in mind? Well, this is what I was talking all through, कि it's communication to human mind. And once you say communication, communication is not what I am saying. Communication is what you are understanding. मैं जो बोल रहा हूं, अगर मैं आज अब आपके साथ किसी ऐसी भाषा में बोलना शुरू कर देता हूं जो आप नहीं समझते, तो कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है। मुझे उस भाषा में बोलना है जो आप समझते हैं। और अगर मुझे वो भाषा नहीं आती है, तो इशारों की भाषा है, मेरे पोजेस की भाषा है, जो हम सब समझते हैं। हमारा आंख बहुत सारे मैसेजेस सबकॉन्शियसली लेती है। जैसे एक बहुत छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ, व्हाई डू यू कॉल रेड अ वार्म कलर? कभी आपने सोचा है वार्म रेड कलर क्यों है? और वार्म को डेंजर का कलर क्यों रखा और बहुत पहले से रखा? जाने अनजाने में रखा। नाउ लेट मी टेल यू, रेड की वेवलेंथ सबसे ज्यादा है, इसलिए वो टर्न नहीं करता, उसकी रे बिल्कुल सीधी जाती है और वो बहुत दूर तक ट्रेवल करता है, और वो एक बहुत ज्यादा वाइब्रेशन देता है जहां जहां वो ट्रेवल करता है। सो ये आपकी आंख में एक वाइब्रेशन देता है और एक तरह से एक हीट पैदा करता है जिसको आप बहुत मिनिमली जान पाते हैं। लेकिन आप ये देखेंगे जब जब आप रेड को देखते हैं तो आपकी आंख को पकड़ता है बड़ी तेज से और उसके बाद वो आपको थकाता है। सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर कॉलिंग द वार्म कलर। सो ये सारी चीजें हमें समझनी होगी कि अच्छा ये कैसे इफेक्ट करता है। जैसे मैंने कहा एक नई विजुअल लैंग्वेज है, उस विजुअल लैंग्वेज को समझना होगा। वरना तो ठीक है यार, मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन मैंने आई सी, वो कहते हैं अच्छा तू कुछ नहीं कर रहा, चल तू लाइट कर ले। और जैसे मैंने कहा कि यार ऑडिटोरियम के जो इलेक्ट्रीशियंस हैं उनको हम दादा कहते रहे, दादा कहते रहते हैं, और वो लाइटिंग के सबसे बड़े गुरु हैं। ये सदा रहा। जैसे मेरा दूसरा वर्क स्टेशन रहा चंडीगढ़, तो हाँ पहले वो दादा लोग थे, लोग उनके पैरी हाथ लगाते हैं, अब भी लगाते हैं। हाँ मैंने उनके साथ अब दोबारा काम किया, अब उन्होंने मुझे वो इज्जत देनी शुरू की। सो ऑल दैट विल हैव टू स्टडी। हाँ नरेश, मैं आपकी बात से बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहा हूं, ठीक से एग्री कर रहा हूं। आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं और यही बात मैं करना चाहता हूं। और कहीं ना कहीं मैं तो इस हक में हूं कि जैसे जो ड्रामा स्कूल है उनके एडमिशन में होना चाहिए कि जो थिएटर वालों के बच्चे हैं उनको 5 या 6% मार्क्स एक्स्ट्रा दें। ये मैं तब कह रहा हूं जबकि मेरे बच्चे ना थिएटर में आए, ना मैं उम्मीद करता हूं वो आएंगे। जैसे माय सन, एज आई टोल्ड यू, ही इज एन इंजीनियर एंड ही इज रनिंग हिज ओन इंडस्ट्री, सो आई डोंट थिंक ही विल कम टू थिएटर। पर मैं स्ट्रांगली फील करता हूं कि थिएटर इंस्टीट्यूट्स में जो थिएटर वाले हैं उनके बच्चों को एक प्रेफरेंस देनी चाहिए, एक वेटेज देनी चाहिए। क्योंकि अगर हम अराउंड देखें तो ये थिएटर वालों के बच्चे ही हैं जो थिएटर को आगे लेके जाते हैं। क्योंकि थिएटर में जब कोई जाता है, मुझे छोड़ के पूरी फैमिली थिएटर में आ जाती है यार। उसकी वाइफ बेचारी कपड़े सीती है, वो तो इवन मेरी बीवी ने भी किया। पर हाँ, उसने थोड़ा सा कम किया क्योंकि मैं डायरेक्ट बहुत कम कर रहा था। सो बहुत थोड़ी सी चीजें उसने की। पर हाँ, जब मैंने प्ले डायरेक्ट किया तो उसने आके लोगों को चाय पिलाई, उनकी सारी चीजों का वो देखभाल करती थी। सो इस तरीके से वो थिएटर में जुड़ते हैं और कहीं ना कहीं वो हमारे लिए एक स्टैंड बाय रिसोर्स सदा ही रहते हैं। सो दैट्स व्हाट आई टॉक अबाउट नेपोटिज्म इन थिएटर। कहीं ना कहीं उससे मैं पूरी तरह से एग्री नहीं करता हूँ, पर मैं चाहता हूं उसको किया जाना चाहिए और एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए। आई एम ओके, सो दैट्स इट। आई थिंक टाइम भी हो गया है और अब कोई ऐसे सवाल भी नहीं आ रहे हैं जिन सवालों का मैं कोई खास जवाब दूं। और जैसा कि मैं दूसरी वाली लाइन पे देख रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैंने जो रिले हो रहा है उसको भी देख रहा हूँ, तो उसमें मैं यही देख रहा हूँ कि दे इज अ स्नैक, कि जो मैं बात कर रहा हूँ शायद वो कोई 1 या 1.5 मिनट बाद आप तक पहुंचती है या शायद और लेट पहुंचती है। हाँ कुछ ऐसा ही मुझे देखने को मिल रहा है। सो आई रियली डोंट नो, सो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर द रिस्पॉन्स from any one of you, especially from Natrang Jammu, that should we finish it or there is something special anyone wants to come up with some special question. So I suppose I'll press the button finish. And thank you very much. It was very nice talking to you all. Thank you for finding time joining us. Once again, thank you, Natrang Jammu. Thank you to whole of the team of Natrang Jammu. And as I've been told, यहाँ इसको आप स्क्रिप्ट भी करेंगे और बहुत कुछ लिखेंगे. I have all wishes for you. Thank you very much. Thank you and bye-bye.